Hi beautiful souls, welcome to my channel, Elle's Temple. My name is Elle, I am a goddess guide and intuitive tarot reader, and today I am so excited to be bringing you a reading all about what you need to do for the right relationship to come to you. So without further ado, let's introduce the piles. If you are drawn to this card, card number 11, with the keyword sun, and the statement on the card is paint the sun back into your sky, you will be pile number 1, and the timestamps are below in the description box. If you are drawn to the Phoenix here with how's that for a happily ever after, card number 9, you will be pile number 2. If you are drawn to card number 13, the Lioness, you've earned all your stripes, you will be pile number 3. And if you are drawn to card number 42, Homeward, take yourself out on a date, then you will be pile number 4. Okay, my love, so pause the video if you need to take a bit of time to tune into your intuition and see which pile is calling you in. If you are drawn to more than one pile, that's perfectly fine. It might just be that there's a few different messages across a couple of different piles that you just need to sort of cobble together to make up your reading, and there's no harm, no foul in watching more than one if you feel drawn to more than one. Okay, my loves, I will see you in your piles. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the sun card, paint the sun back into your sky, this will be your reading all about what you need to do for the right relationship to come to you. So I feel like pile number 1, I'm getting a really strong creative energy from you. I feel like some of you might be painters or artists in some way. You might be writers, you might be musicians, you might be actors. What else am I getting through? You might be designers, or you might not necessarily have something sort of super like artistic that you do, but you're a very creative person and you're a very expressive person, and you like to express your ideas, you like to communicate, or you have a lot of ideas and creative energy within you. I can see with the there's a lot of color blue here, which is linked with the throat chakra, which is all about self-expression and expressing your truth and expressing that creativity and getting your ideas out there and speaking up for yourself, and just really communicating your truth is a big part of the throat chakra energy. And for those of you that are new to chakras are just energy centers in the body. There's 7 main ones, which basically correspond with the colors of the rainbow. And the throat chakra literally is an energy center that sits around your throat. So it corresponds with everything related to kind of throat issues. So sometimes if it's out of balance, you might notice that you have a lot of throat issues. So you might find you get a lot of like sore throats or laryngitis or something like that. So I'm kind of picking up that some of you may need to look at some throat chakra healing, because this might be something where you have a lot of creative energy and a lot of artistic ideas, but there's maybe a little bit of a block. I'm also picking up that maybe some of you might have been going through a period of depression, and I'm so sorry if you have gone through that. It may be part of your just general spiritual awakening, if you like. Maybe it's a situational depression, though. It could be because of something that's happened. Maybe you have lost a relationship, or you've moved back home or something like that. I'm picking up for someone. That could just be for one person, but or maybe you've gone through a loss of a pet or some friends in your life or something. And I'm just getting a little bit of a like feeling a bit down, feeling a bit glum, feeling a little bit depressed, maybe not having the same joy or sort of passion for life that you once had. Like maybe you used to be someone who was into, say, like painting or doing some sort of artistic type hobby, or expressing your creativity in some form or another. It doesn't have to be necessarily as your whole career or something you do for money, but just something that you even just did on the side to like, feel good and feel a sense of self-expression, right? And there's just maybe been a period where things have been a little bit dark for you, but now you're coming into a stage, or what your guides are really asking you to do to help you feel a little bit better about your life, and also attract the right person and the right relationship to you, if that's something that you're looking for. there's a need to kind of like paint the sun back into your sky. So like get those paints out if you are a painter, or get that embroidery out if you like, you know, sort of sewing or embroidery or something like that, or get the guitar out if you're a guitar player, or whatever it is that you do for creativity. There's a need to kind of like get that energy going again, because that will really help you express yourself. It'll free up some energy. It'll help you feel better about yourself. It'll help you see the sun kind of thing again in your life, because I feel like previously there hasn't been really any sun around you for whatever reason, because of something you've been through, or just generally in life, or where you're at in your sort of spiritual awakening. Often as part of that awakening process, there is can be quite a significant period sometimes where you can feel pretty down and pretty disinterested in things that you previously were, or even in people that you previously were, right? So it can feel a bit weird and a bit like you know, like suddenly there's no joy in your life anymore. And I feel like your guides are really saying, like, to kickstart that joy, to get it back, really tap into your creative energy. That's going to bring you into alignment with the number 11 here. This is all about alignment. That'll bring you into alignment. It'll bring you into flow, and it'll help you to attract the right relationship in. So let's get into the channel messages I got for your oracle cards, which are pre-pulled, and we've got some tarot cards we'll look at in a moment as well. So we've got card number 38, neglected. I'm just going to pull all the cards out and then we'll go into the messages overall. We've got the shadow as the archetype card that you're working through at the moment. We have got card number 30 with love and love potion here. Love to see that. That's a good sign in a love reading. We have got agreement, strawberry, card number 24. Okay, we have got plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. Okay, and we've got storyteller expression, card number 5. Yeah, with the color blue, and this one is related to the 5th chakra, the throat chakra, which is exactly what I spoke about with this paint the sun back into your sky. So this is like a double confirmation from spirit about tapping into that storyteller energy, that expressive energy, that getting your story out there. There might be some reason you're meant to kind of put that work out in the world in some way, because that's going to kind of attract you to your person, just the energy of doing it. Or maybe even, you know, you never know, if you're a painter, you might do a gallery exhibition or something, you know, for a friend's gallery or something, or you know, even like a community gallery or something, and you go to the opening and then your person is there, your soulmate is there, you know, you just never know. So yeah, that's very exciting. I love to see that. So let's just start with these messages up here. We've got neglected and the shadow, and I feel like pile number 1, I know this looks really scary, but stick with me, because sometimes with shadow work, or sometimes when you hear the word shadow or shadow work, it can sound really, really scary, right? And really off-putting, and like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go in my shadow. I don't want to look at that. Like, but really, I feel like it kind of should be called light finding or light discovery work or something like that, because actually all it is about looking at parts of you that were neglected when you were maybe a child or a teenager or something like that. I feel like for you, pile number 1, this could have been around the time you were 11. So around your sort of like middle years, when you're in middle school, perhaps, something like that. There might have been a part of you that really wanted to, I don't know, maybe do something really creative. Maybe, you know, this is the age that often you start to choose the subjects that you're going to do. Whoops, sorry for bumping the camera. You start to choose the subjects you're going to do in, you know, later on in life. And it can be pretty hard and a lot of pressure at age 11, 12, 13, however old you were, to know, you know, exactly what you want to do. And maybe there was a part of you that wanted to do something more creative, like maybe you wanted to take art or photography or drama or, you know, something like that. And there was a sort of really beautiful creative child within you that maybe just got neglected in some way. Like that part of you wasn't encouraged at school or at home. It was maybe neglected a little bit. It might have even been belittled or just told that, you know, that's not valuable in our society. Like you need to do subjects, or you need to do a job that is going to bring money in, and like stop having these crazy artistic dreams. Like there's no money in that, or something like that. You know, you might have been told, you know, something about artists, like the sort of the whole poor artist story, or or just like that, you might have been very creative as a child, but like now that you have to start kind of growing up and learning subjects or going to university or whatever it is to take something, more formal, down a formal career path, you were kind of molded into something a little bit more conventional, maybe. And this part of you got neglected. This part of you got pushed into your shadow, this expressive part of you, this creative part of you, this part of you that like had this really bright light throat chakra where you're just expressing your stories, you're expressing your needs easily, you're expressing your truth, whatever that is. I feel like it's been somewhat pushed into your shadow. And sort of, yeah, and it's a big part of you that you feel has been neglected. Now again, this could be like it was just neglected because the people around you just didn't really have the right, like, sort of style of parenting almost to support that, or the style of teaching to support that type of creativity. um or like I'm kind of getting a vibe of like no one sort of deliberately, viciously, maliciously neglected you out of a sense of like, you were really mistreated or anything. I'm not quite getting that vibe. I just feel like more that you just didn't really get the support that you needed for the creativity, for how creative you really were and how really special that gift was. I feel like you were a very gifted child. Um, yeah, I'm getting there's a video that I'm getting. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the guy though. He did a TED talk, and it was all about creativity and how schools kill creativity. But I can't remember his name for the life of me. But um, he's quite a famous educator, or at least he was. I believe he might have passed away. But anyway, I think he wrote a book about the gift or the gifted child or something. I feel like the way he was talking about creative children is you're one of these children. You're one of these people who had so much, or who has so much creativity, has so much to give, and you were maybe a little bit neglected, or maybe even your emotional needs might have been neglected. You tried to speak up for your truth, or like what you were feeling or thinking or whatever, and it was just dismissed or ignored or neglected. Again, maybe not in a malicious way. It just, perhaps there just wasn't your family or your school, your teachers, whatever, your peers didn't have the time or energy. They didn't have the support they needed, right, to be able to give you the support you needed. And this, as a result, this has kind of gone into your shadow a little bit, and there's a need to shine some love on this area. And the more that you can like tap into that love for yourself, and a love for this gift of yours, and a love for this part of you that's been neglected, and bring it to the light, the the more you can come into alignment with your soul and with your soulmate, or with the right relationship that you're looking for. I feel like grounding yourself is really important. So maybe a lot of you might struggle with grounding your ideas. You might have a lot of like creative ideas, but they're not quite the energy to like plant them, or the energy to like ground things into reality in some way. So there's a need here with that plant yourself here and grounded action. And also I'm getting with the red on this love card, this is linked with the root chakra, which is all about like your, how grounded you are, your sense of like belonging, your sense of being rooted, your sense of being like, I am here and I deserve to take up space, and I deserve to be here, and I deserve to put myself, I deserve to receive as well. It's a lot to do with like, abundance and stability and security and things. And so possibly because of this neglect, you might have a little bit of trouble with like feeling grounded, with rooting yourself, with rooting your ideas, grounding your ideas, receiving abundance for that, receiving like stability back for that, finding your own stability, finding your own security in some way. With the agreement card, I feel like I'm getting a couple of different things through. Some of you might be in your early 20s, so that 24 might correspond to something. Also, 4 plus 2 adds up to 6, which in numerology, the number 6 is often to do with balance and also soulmates. It makes me think of the 6 of Cups card in tarot, which for those of you that know tarot, it's to do with like having that like beautiful, innocent, childlike connection. It's like a very sweet, innocent love that's like often it can even be like, love of someone from your childhood even. So there could be a childhood friend that could be coming back around, you never know. That could be something for just someone. But yeah, the number 6 is to do with that like really sweet energy of like giving and receiving, and yeah, there's like a really innocent, sweet soulmate type love. And with the word agreement here, I feel like that is agreed for you. Like that is part of your soul plan. This love is definitely here for you. There is someone for you. There is a very sweet soulmate. There is going to be a very giving and receiving love. But there's just a little bit of work to do around healing this neglect, going into your shadow, or like just bringing to light this expressive quality in yourself that's been a bit neglected. This something to do with like your story. Maybe there's something around maybe like rewriting your story or writing your story. So some of you might be writers, or even just the act of writing it could be very healing. Doing like journaling or something could be very healing. But yeah, let's have a look at I'm going to move these cards away for now and go into the tarot. Let's have a look what the tarot cards say about what you need to do. If you're enjoying this reading, my loves, if I can ask you to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already. It just helps my little baby channel to grow. I so appreciate each and every one of you who have been doing that already on my channel. I love having you all here and all the comments I've been receiving. I so appreciate them. So thank you for those of you who've been leaving me lovely comments. It means the world to me. And I will always try and reply when I can. Okay, so let's get into, for pile 1, what do you need to do for the right relationship? What does pile 1 need to do, please, Spirit, for the right relationship to come? What does pile 1 need to do for the right relationship? Ooh. So we've got the Hermit. Okay, yeah, so there might be a need to go within and have a little bit of time alone. Have a little bit of time like really doing a bit of soul searching, a bit of sort of almost like digging to navigate within what lights you up, because we can see this person. It's also interesting, I mentioned photography. This person's actually holding a camera. I thought that was like a spark of light, but on closer inspection, I hope you can see that she's holding a camera. So I feel like, yeah, hermiting is going to be really useful for you to help paint the sun back into your sky, to help you tap back into that creative energy. Like some of you might be photographers, or photography might be a good hobby for you to help you connect with that part of yourself, or again, painting or writing or whatever it is, any kind of hobby, sewing, however you want to express yourself, poetry writing, I'm picking up quite a few different things, but I definitely feel like this is quite a creative pile. And even if this is not something that you typically connect with, if you're sitting there thinking, but I'm not really creative, or I'm not really inspired to create anything, maybe that's because this was in your shadow. And it's like, maybe if you dig deep, if you go back, you might realize that actually there was something a long time ago, when you were a child, that you kind of tried to express yourself in some way, and people around you were like, no, don't do that, like that's bad, or that's like, you don't have time for that, we've got other things to do, or there's more important things to do, or something. And so you sort of suppressed it and blocked it. So it may be a little bit blocked to your consciousness if you're not immediately connecting with a specific creative expression, but you're very drawn to this reading nonetheless. It could just be that this form of expressing yourself might be a little bit blocked. So there may be a need to just try a few different things, to really have a little bit of time out, hermiting yourself, to like dabble in some different things and see what lights you up, see what helps you connect with that like inner sun again, and bring that sun back into your life. with the Crone of Pentacles here, again, I'm getting that red energy. We spoke about the red with, in fact, we have two lots of red here with both the tomato, the lovely big red circle here and here, and also the strawberries red as well. So there's a lot around the throat chakra and the root chakra. And I think this is like saying that what is coming to you is that stability, is that security, is that abundance, is that ability to receive, right? And reap rewards from the work that you're putting out there to really create a future that you want, to really create the abundance that you want in your own life. You are absolutely capable of having that. I feel like that will come as a result of going through this sort of hermit phase and connecting with that inner light and that inner joy again, and that inner creativity. Let's see, what else does pile 1 need to know about what they need to do for the right relationship? See, what have we got? And the Crone of Swords. So the Crone is linked with the King, which is just that energy of, it doesn't matter how you identify as a gender, it's just that energy of being a master, you know, getting to the top of your game, like getting to the pinnacle of something. So this is both with your stability and your security as identified with Pentacles, and with your thoughts and your mind and your ability to, yeah, I feel like sort of set the intentions for where you want to go and achieve them, because we've got, this person's got a bow and arrow here at their side, which I'm getting that sort of Artemis energy, that goddess Artemis. For those of you who are familiar, she carries like bow and arrow, and she's got that power to be able to like pull the arrow back and like fire the arrow towards her intentions and her goals. And with the sword, I feel like this is symbolic of you being able to like cut away anything that's not necessary in your life anymore, to like let go of anything or anyone or any negative self-beliefs or self-talk that has been impacting you up until this point, and getting really clear on where you want to go, getting really decisive on what you want to do. Yeah, and again, she's wearing blue, which is linked with that throat chakra again. So I think this is like you getting to the point of mastery around like deciding to go after this form of self-expression in some way. And that is, I don't know exactly why, but that is going to bring, it's going to be the right energy that's going to bring the right relationship to you. Again, whether it's because something that you put out there, when you go to put it out in the world, you know, you meet the person at the, say at the launch, or at the, you know, say you're a spoken word poet and you go to a spoken word event, and when you finally get up on stage and say your poem, boom, that's when you meet your person, because they're there and they're a spoken word poet as well, or something like that, which is really sweet. I hope that is someone's story. That is amazing. You'll have to comment below if you are a poet. I would love it if that's how you meet your person. Or like, even if it's not directly because as a result of specifically putting something out, it could be more just, it's an energetic thing. Like as you start to paint the sun back in your sky by like doing these creative things and having a bit of time to yourself to like explore these different hobbies and like uncover that part of yourself that was put into your shadow, that part of you that was neglected, that kind of brings you back to life in a way that like, it's just a certain energy that attracts the right relationship to you. And also, like, I think once you've found a little bit more, perhaps security and stability for yourself, and you've kind of rooted in yourself, because we had that, where was it? The plant yourself here, integration, embodiment, and grounded action. So again, I feel like that's another like sign from spirit to like take action on these goals, take action on these dreams. Like once you really ground those ideas into reality and take action, you'll find more stability and security, and from that grounded place, that will be where you can attract someone, the right person in. Because I don't feel like you have any problem attracting people, Paul, and I feel like you're a very attractive person, like tapping into your energy. You're very, like, I'm kind of getting very whimsical energy, or very just, yeah, like almost like fairy energy. It's very lovely energy you have. And I think you're very attractive people, and you don't have a problem attracting someone. It's more just like attracting the right person, right? Like attracting someone who's going to stay. And that is that kind of Crone of Pentacles energy, or like King of Pentacles energy, where it's like stable, secure, long-term, you know, invested, committed. And like that will come to you when you are doing that for yourself, right? Like that will show up on the outside when you're feeling that within, like when you're grounded within yourself, when you're secure within yourself, when you're committed to yourself, when you're taking action on your ideas, right? And you're committed to taking action on that, boom, the universe will just bring someone through. So let's finish up with a daily ritual card from the Daily Rituals Oracle, just to see if there's a final message. Oopsie, it's a bit of a clumsy shuffle. Okay. Let's just see, what does pile 1 have to do to attract? Not to attract. What does pile 1 have to do for the right relationship to come to them? This one. Divine guidance. I am divinely guided. Yeah. It's trusting that intuition and really following it and taking action on what you're intuitively guided to do. This person's got this staff and then like an eye at the top of the staff, like a third eye. So it's like connecting with your intuition is really important. And again, she's wearing red, and we spoke about red being linked with the root chakra. This lady's wearing red hair as well. So yeah, a lot around like grounding yourself, grounding those ideas, grounding that guidance, putting plans into action, committing to yourself, and going forward with as you're intuitively guided. I feel like that is the main message for you today, pile number 1. Okay, my loves, I am going to leave your message there. I feel like that's all the channel messages I have for you today. Again, don't forget to comment below if this resonated. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell, and the like button if you enjoyed it. It just helps tell the YouTube algorithm what content you guys like to see. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me read for you today. And I will see you in the next reading. Oh, my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. If you chose the Phoenix, how's that for a happily ever after? This will be your reading. Okay, my love. So pile number 2, straight off the bat, what I get for you with this Phoenix energy and something about like rising from the ashes. I feel like for some of you, you may have been through a bit of a rough time with relationships. Maybe in the past, or maybe recently, you might have gone through a bit of a tumultuous breakup or something. You might have gone through something that was potentially a little bit toxic or a little bit abusive. And I'm so sorry if you have. This won't be for all of you, though. Some of you may have been out of a relationship for a while and you're a little bit further along in this process. But I'm just getting this energy of like something that burned you down. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could have been like an experience from your childhood or a platonic relationship even, or something, but something really burned you. Some experience really burned you. It like, yeah, had a really strong impact on you. It took a big toll on you, and it kind of sort of took you out for a little bit, took you out of the game for a little bit, and it brought you to your knees a wee bit. But you are so strong. I'm getting such a powerful fiery energy from you, pile number 2. I feel like some of you might have that like kind of red-haired energy. I'm getting that sort of Anna Green Gables like feisty redhead kind of energy. So you might have red hair, or you might just be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or oh my gosh, I've gone blank. What is the other fire sign? I can't remember. Anyway, but you might be a fire sign, and or have fire sign strong in your chart. Yeah, I feel like you have gone through something that has seen you like rising out of the ashes again, like this phoenix. It's like you are coming back, baby. Like you are coming back online. You are coming back like to life. You are like rebirthing yourself out of the ashes of some kind of last experience that kind of knocked you. Maybe there was some kind of, with that, like once upon a time being open there on the book, you might have had a sort of fairy tale romance or something that maybe ended or something. So you feel a little bit like burned from that, but you are coming back to life. You are really like ready for a new life is what I'm seeing. She's got her arms like out, like, yes, like show me my future. Like I'm back. I'm just rebirthed as a phoenix. You're just so powerful. Let's get into the channel messages to see what else we've got. So we've got expressive, card number 29, which is linked with the throat chakra. Some of you may also be drawn to pile number 1. There was a lot about self-expression and the throat chakra in pile 1 as well. Okay, we've got the judge as the archetype. I'll just get all the cards out and then we'll go into all the messages. We've got eggshell, healing magic, restoration. And we've got a snake on eggshell as well, which is also a symbol of rebirth. So there's definitely been some kind of rebirth that you have been going through or are going through. We've got desire with card number 3 with cosletus here. We have got the bud, potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. Oh, I love to see that. And we've got solitary, card number 39. Okay, so let's get into all the messages here. So, pile number 1, I feel like possibly one of the things that you are healing at the moment is some sort of judgment that's been placed on you, whether this was in this past relationship that caused you to feel a little bit burned, or end up getting a little bit burned maybe, or to walk away from something, or whatever it was that you've had to sort of rebirth yourself out of the ashes. There was possibly some kind of judgment that was placed on you within that, either within that connection or just more generally in your life, within your childhood. Maybe you were around someone who was very critical, or someone who had very binary thinking. I'm sort of getting this very like black and white energy, like all or nothing, black and white. Like like sort of someone who's very like, this is how it is, maybe quite strict on you, or just quite critical or judgmental of you in some way. And there's something around possibly that impacting your sense of self-expression a little bit. And I feel like you had to go through, as painful as it was, you had to go through this experience that you've been through of something being like burned down, or a part of you being like stripped away, so that you could rebirth yourself much stronger as the phoenix that you really are. Because it's like that process has allowed you to restore yourself in like your full glory, like in this full phoenix kind of energy, this full like, woo, I am here, like I am all of who I am expressing all of myself now. I'm not gonna like hold anything back anymore. It's like I'm getting an energy of someone who was maybe playing small a little bit before, or was a little bit unsure of themselves, or possibly someone who had certain desires that you found difficult to express or something, or like you had a lot of passion energy, again, a lot of like fire energy, and you just found it very difficult to like channel that appropriately or express it appropriately, because maybe it got quite judged. I'm getting with that like hand up, it's like this is you with your hand out trying to give, or trying to like get your desires met or your needs met, and then you just got this hand up like, nope, stop right there, like, nope, you can't do that, or no, you're not having that, or no, I'm not giving you that, or yeah, just like this, or like, that's bad to want that, that's wrong to want that, or it's wrong to have those desires, or like, why do you want so much, or why do you need so much from me? I'm getting a vibe of someone who maybe was in a connection with like an avoidant, with the different attachment styles. There's like avoidant attachment. It might be useful if you're not familiar with that to look that up, if that's something that sounds like it's resonating. If you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds right. Like, yeah, that person was really avoidant. So it could be that, or it could just be that that's like mirroring a childhood pattern where maybe, a parent figure was very avoidant with their affection, with expressing their affection. Maybe they weren't very expressive with you. And this is something that you're sort of healing. This is something that you need to do to balance out in order to bring about the right relationship for you, which I feel like you're already on the journey of doing this work. I feel like you're already in this healing process with Excel showing up and healing magic and restoration. I feel like you're going through that death and rebirth process. We've got a skull here, which is some symbolic of death or endings, which we know from the Phoenix card. Perhaps there was some kind of ending, some kind of death, some kind of something being stripped away, and then a rebirth with the snake as well being symbolic of rebirth, a rebirth into a fuller, more expressive part of you, a more just like a fuller energy is what I'm getting, a more passionate energy, someone who really owns their passions, who owns their desires, who expresses themselves really clearly, who expresses their wants, who isn't going to suppress that part of themselves anymore, and is going to let go of this like self criticism that you might have absorbed from this person. Maybe they were possibly, and I don't want to bandy about the term narcissism, but it's possible that this person was on the end of that spectrum. So they might have been quite judgmental and self-important and like judged you and what you enjoyed and how you enjoyed expressing yourself. Maybe some of you are musicians with this harp here. You might have like played a musical instrument, and then that was something that you received a lot of judgment for some reason. So music could be very healing for you. But I feel like this true love that you're wanting, this right relationship that you're wanting to call in, is definitely promised to you with the word promise here. It is about to happen, and keep going with this healing process. Keep going with tapping back into that expressive self. Keep going with letting go of any judgmentalness or judgmental people in your life. And I feel like the key to allowing that relationship to come in, the right relationship to come in, is perhaps a period of time of being solitary whilst you go through this like restoration of your true self. Allow yourself to enjoy your own time, allow yourself to enjoy your own company, allow yourself to connect with your intuition, to meet your own needs, to like, look after yourself in a really beautiful way, and sort of show the universe that like, how you want to be treated, right? Like, especially if you have been through something where you were a little bit burned, or something where someone was belittling you or judging you in some way. And I'm so sorry if you have been through that. I have had that experience myself in my life, so I completely understand what that feels like. And I think, and it can take a lot of work to uncover those parts of yourself that might have been suppressed or judged or belittled or burned in some sense, and to like refine those true desires, those true parts of yourself that have been hidden or burned, and like bring them back to light and express your true self again. There may be a need, maybe not for all of you, but just for many of you, to go through a period of being solitary for a while to like reclaim that part of yourself. And that will be the key to then bringing the right relationship in, where you've really like kind of found that like self connection, that self love, and then you're magnetizing that in a way, because you're sort of energetically showing the universe, right, like how you feel about yourself and what you value within yourself, what desires you're not gonna like, sort of non-negotiable desires, so to speak. And another thing I'm getting with this desire card as well is maybe it could be helpful to like write down what you do desire from a relationship in some way. What, especially as a result of that experience, like if you were really judged or had some kind of harsh energy or critical energy, like, write down what sort of person, what sort of dynamic, what sort of relationship you do want to attract. And I will tell you, I did this after I had a toxic relationship many years ago, and a fair bit of time later, I eventually, after going through a bit of solitary time and connecting with myself and rebuilding self-love and all that, I wrote down everything I wanted from a relationship. And I will tell you, it is so powerful because it all came true. And the relationship I'm in now is everything I wrote down, and I wrote very specific things. So don't feel like you can't have those things, because you were shown from someone else like how not to be loved, kind of thing, like, right, like you can absolutely have the relationship you deserve. So I'm going to get into a few tarot card messages, and then also a daily ritual card to finish off, so stick around for that if you would like a little bit more guidance. And if you're enjoying the reading, don't forget to hit the like button. It just helps the YouTube algorithm, so to speak, to send the video around, and it helps my little baby channel to grow. And I'm so grateful for all of you who've been commenting and liking and subscribing and supporting my channel. I really appreciate you so much. I so enjoy reading for you. So let's get into the tarot and find out for pile 2. Spirit, what does pile 2 need to do for the right relationship to come to them? What does pile 2 need to do for the right relationship to come to them? 7 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of saying, maybe for some of you who you could be still in the last kind of dregs of this situation. So maybe cord cutting could be something really important to like walk away, to kind of like get out of potentially a toxic situation or toxic energy that may be still around you or trying to hold on to you. Yeah, it's sort of like an energy of like stealthily leaving something behind. And with a 7, this can be like, you know, the end of a cycle, like something's ending. So maybe to bring, for some of you, it may be that you're still in this type of connection, and like potentially a bit of a judgmental connection or a toxic connection or an abusive connection. And I'm so sorry if you are, but it's pretty strong messaging to say to get out of that as soon as you can, as safely as you can. I kind of, yeah, again, I'm getting this sort of stealth energy. So maybe making sure you've got friends around you or someone around you. This is quite specific. So that could be literally for one person. But I feel like for more of you, you're single and you've already been through this in the past. But some of you might be literally going through this kind of phoenix thing where something's burning down around you right now and you're needing to get out of it and extricate yourself from it, is what I'm getting. For others of you, you're already physically out of it, but there could still be an energetic attachment. So the 7 of Swords could be talking about like disconnecting energetically from that person, that kind of, from this judgmental energy, whether it's, you know, a past lover, whether it's a past, you know, wife or husband or something, whether it's a past friend or a parent or, you know, whatever it might be. There's just a need to like extricate yourself from their energy in some way. So what else does pile 2 need to do for the right relationship to come to them? What else does pile 2 need to do? The Sun. Beautiful. Wow, this energy is so opposite to this one. They've even like both got, this one's kind of got her legs crossed that way and it's like nighttime energy and she's like whoop, slipping out the back door, and this one's got her legs crossed this way, facing this way towards the sun. So yeah, and I feel like this is confirmation that like a brighter life is ahead for you. Like, if you know, all your dreams, everything that you are wishing for is ahead for you. It's another confirmation of where was it, this card with the bud, it's about to happen. Yeah, like, you know, everything's about to come to light. What you're wishing for is about to happen. You're about to see brighter days. You're about to manifest more optimistic, more sort of optimistic energy, more golden energy with the sunflowers. This could be also speaking of summer. So it could be that this right relationship is going to come to you in the summer if you're able to like fully release all of this energy from the past and like clear all of that out of your energy field. There is definitely a brighter energy ahead for you, a brighter time in your life ahead. And this is major this is major arcana card as well, which is like, you know, big life stuff here we're talking. This is like once in a lifetime kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really beautiful energy. I love this for you, pile 2. What else does pile 2 need to do for the right relationship to come? Ooh, oh, I love this. 9 of Cups, exactly. Yes. This 9 cards are often to do with independence, and this 9 of Cups energy is all about being like emotionally independent. and being like kind of the boss of your own life, the queen of your own life, or the king of your own life, however it doesn't really matter how you identify. It's just the energy, right, of being sovereign, having that self-sovereignty over yourself, over your life, over your happiness, over what brings you joy. It's like kind of it's the sort of 9 comes before 10, so it's the like penultimate energy of like, yep, get all your ducks lined up in a row, get everything else in your life sorted out, and then boom, the 10th cup will come in. And the 10 of cups is about like, happy families. It shows like a couple and sometimes with kids in there if that's what you want, but it doesn't have to be. It's just that energy of like 10 of cups is kind of like all of the things, including a relationship, right? And that's the very next card. And so that is coming for you. You're right on the tip of that. You just need to really embrace this energy of being really, really happy on your own. Again, it's kind of coming back to this solitary card. We had solitary with the key. Being solitary for a period of time is the key to have the right relationship coming in, learning to be good on your own, learning to really master self-love, to really, really like enjoy your own life, like come into this like summer energy. Like on this card it is just one person. Sometimes on the sun card it shows like a child on there as well, or it can show like other people on there, but in this particular card it's a single lady. So woo, I love that energy. It's like I'm getting that Beyonce song, like single ladies, like single, I think it's single ladies. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time today remembering specific things like songs and stuff. Sometimes that happens when I'm channeling. Anyway, I'll remember it as soon as I finish the video. That always happens. But with this Nine of Cups, it's like, you're leaving something behind. You're getting rid of old energy. You're extricating yourself from some past scenario that was just very negative for you. You're tapping into your inner sunshine. You're coming back to life again. You're enjoying your life, you're enjoying being single, you're enjoying being solitary, you're enjoying just time with your friends and like everything else, all other forms of emotional support, right? All other forms of relationship doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship. Sometimes we can receive a lot of love in different ways, from different things, from community, from friends, from family, and if not from your immediate family, if you are coming from perhaps a dysfunctional family background or something like that, and I'm so sorry if you have, and I do empathize with that, but soul family, right? Like sometimes these things happen and like it burns away old connections, but then it clears the path for some new beautiful loving connections to come in. And really feeling grateful for the love you have in your life from soul family, if you're able to start connecting with who your soul family is, if you haven't already met them, or from friends, or from community members, or from pets. There's so many other forms of filling your emotional cups up. And once Spirit is like very clearly showing me like fill up all 9, and boom, the 10th will just come in just like that. That's all you have to do. Like really just feel gratitude for the love that you have and focus on manifesting love in all these other ways, and your 10 of Cups, your soulmate, your true love will absolutely come to you. I promise you that. So let's have a look to finish off with. We'll finish with a daily rituals card. So Spirit, can we have a daily rituals card for pile number 2 for what they need to do? What does pile 2 need to do for the right relationship? Woo. New moon. I harness the energy of the new moon to set fresh intentions. Beautiful. This is exciting. We've got a new moon coming up in Gemini, and Gemini is the sign of like duality, or the lovers, if you like. So really potent time to set a new moon intention. So yeah, writing down like what you desire. I think I mentioned that actually when I was talking about the desire card. I mentioned about writing down your intentions, your desires for what you do want in a relationship. So new moon could be a really powerful time to do that. New moons are a really strong time to set an intention for what you want to see through that moon cycle. So this could manifest for you within the next moon cycle, or at some point in the summer, right? Write those intentions down, write down what you do want from a relationship, and then start practicing receiving that and giving yourself that. right? Because when you show yourself the love that you want to receive on the outside, the universe can't help but like basically vibrationally offer that to you, because you're a vibrational match for what you're wanting to receive. So it will just come in. So really beautiful energy there, pile number 2. I love this journey for you. I'm going to leave your reading there. I hope that resonated for you. Don't forget to comment below and hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today and for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. If you chose the card number 13, Lioness, you've earned all your stripes. This will be your reading about what you need to do for the right relationship to come to you. So pile number 3, straight off the bat, what I'm getting for you is that you've already done the work, so to speak, to get yourself to a place where you're able to attract a relationship or have a relationship. I feel like it says, like, you've earned all your stripes, like you've really done everything you need to do. You're really ready. It's just that with this card, it can speak of like maybe you've been a little bit scarred in a past relationship or in the past, and that scarring is just leaving you a little bit shy, a little bit reserved, a little bit walled up. Maybe you might be a little bit over boundaried, or a little bit like fiercely independent kind of thing. And kind of like, yeah, it's like it's kind of stopped you being that real lioness, like having that kind of courage to just go after what you really, really want, because there's just that energy of like, well, I do really want this, but last time this happened and last time I was hurt, and like there's still a little bit of scarring there, I feel like, from a past experience. But I feel like the spirit's kind of saying, like, don't let that past experience hold you back from what you do want. Like, don't let how someone else behaved or something, predict and project onto how everyone in the future is going to behave. Like, you are very deserving of this love or this romance that you really want. And you've done, I feel like you've done a lot of work to kind of heal. We've got this beautiful like sunset here. It's like, and we've got a mermaid's tail, which I'm picking up kind of Little Mermaid energy. Maybe some of you like the film or the story of the Little Mermaid. Yeah, so something around, some of you might be a water sign. There's something around like this beautiful kind of sunset imagery with the sea. It's like, and she's reading a fairy tales book. So I feel like kind of there is this sunset. I'm kind of getting, Ariel on the boat in the Little Mermaid, where like Prince Eric is riding off with the wrong Ariel, the one that he thinks is Ariel, but it's not. And the sun is setting, and Ariel, the real one, the Little Mermaid, has to kind of like reach the boat and get Eric to realize he's marrying the wrong person before the sun sets on the 3rd day, or whatever it is, whatever the spell that the witch cast. I'm kind of getting something around that. So maybe there's something around someone that you like, that you haven't told that you like them, or it's kind of like something to do with courage, because lions are all about courage, right? And having that courage to really like go after what you want and take what you want, and like let someone know you love them, or like, like, yeah, like take action on something, or like open yourself to something. Like, for those of you where you don't have a specific, sorry to bump the camera, where you don't have a specific person in mind, it might just be like you are just a bit shy or a bit inhibited because of this past experience. You've got some walls up, and you're like, you would like a relationship, but right now you're kind of staying in this very like independent energy and being a bit like, well, kind of, I'm sort of getting a vibe of someone using excuses like, yeah, well, I'm kind of really happy on my own, and I've got my own routine, and I've got things going on, and I'm busy, and I've got this, that, and the other thing, and like I don't see how someone could fit in my life because I've got like cats, or I've got a dog, or I've got this, or I've got, like I've got work. And it's that kind of energy of like deep down, if you're really honest with yourself, like you really do want this, but like you're kind of maybe just putting up a front is what I'm getting of like, yeah, I'm good. I'm fine on my own, and I've got my books, and I've got like I watch my romantic movies, and it's like you're kind of getting your fix from like stories maybe, or from movies, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that, and like it's good to be on your own, especially if you've been through a period of like, you might have been scarred in the past a little bit from something that didn't work out, and so you might be just a little bit reserved about kind of the next one, which is a good energy, right? It's a self-protective energy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like spirit's kind of coming through, or your guides are coming through being like, okay, pile 3, it might be time to like, have a wee bit more courage in this area, and like if this is something you want, like really go after it. Like you've earned your stripes, like you've done your stuff, you've done bad relationships, right? You don't need to go through all that again. You've learned your lessons, like you've done the work, you've done the healing work. And also healing is cyclical, and it evolves over time, and like sometimes there's only X amount of healing work you can do by yourself, right? Like there's a certain amount of stuff you can do to heal the wounds of a past relationship, but then also sometimes it gets to a point where there's just things you're not going to be aware of within yourself until you're in a new connection. So let's get into the other channel messages from your oracle cards, and we've got some tarot we'll go into in a moment. So we've got the Castle first up. Let's just get all the cards out, and then I'll go into all the messages. We've got Gratitude, card number 36 with pink rose. We've got 2 roses here, so roses are very significant. And then from the Rose Oracle, we've also got the Mystic Rose, compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. So there's a lot around roses here. Whew, a lot of pink rose. So roses, pink roses, rose quartz, or rose essential oil could be really, really helpful for you, for helping you to connect with your heart chakra. We've got a lot of heart chakra energy here with the green around the castle, and then the pink is symbolic of the heart chakra as well in terms of unconditional love. And the green is also love and self-love as well. So a little bit of heart chakra healing might be useful. Just help clear out any like blocks, any like old relationships, old wounds, or anything that may still be just a little bit kind of stagnating is what I'm getting. So I don't feel like this is recent stuff. If you have recently gone through something extremely painful, I don't really pick up that this would be the pile for you. It might be soon, but I feel like this is more for those who have kind of already worked through a lot of pain from past breakups or any kind of toxic abuse or anything like that, and you're more in a stage of now just getting ready to like, really release everything, really let go of that person or anything that happened in the past, or any past connections that didn't work out, and like invite in someone new. It's kind of like you're at that kind of tipping point of being ready to attract something new. So yeah, just a little bit of heart chakra healing. I don't feel like you need to do loads. Like I said, you've kind of already earned all your stripes. You've already done a lot of emotional healing, with the sea there and the mermaid. Like I feel like you've already done the deep diving to kind of like go into all the like painful stuff and all the like, why did this happen to me? And I don't think you're in that energy anymore. I feel like there just might be a little bit of some residual energy in your heart chakra just from, kind of like old memories, or just a little bit of pain that's kind of maybe just, and the reason your attention's being drawn to it now is because that could be holding you back a wee bit from attracting in a new relationship, because there might be a little bit of like feeling reserved, trying to reserve yourself, or like keep yourself away from a relationship because of the pain it might cause, because you've got some sort of belief stuck in you somewhere that like, love equals pain, or love's going to lead to this, or love's going to lead to betrayal, or love's going to lead to someone like, controlling me, or whatever it was that happened that caused pain. And there's just this kind of energy around shifting towards having gratitude for what happened, as painful as it was and as hard as that sounds. And yeah, really being able to find compassion for what happened to you, feel compassion for the people, and know that they were, hurt people, right? Like they were maybe coming from a very hurt place themselves. Yeah, it's really sort of an energy of like being being ready for this fresh new future because you really, really released your past. You really released any residual kind of fears or anything that might be attached to that situation that you feel you would bring into this new relationship, where you would project things onto that person. So yeah, let's see what else we've got here. We've got threatened. Yeah, exactly. I feel like this is kind of confirming. This makes more sense now. It's like confirming this energy of it feeling a bit scarred, feeling like you need to put your walls up, feeling like a new relationship might threaten your boundaries, or threaten your peace of mind, or threaten your independence, right? Or it's kind of like you've maybe swung a little bit the other way. Like maybe in a past relationship you might have been potentially a little bit codependent or something, or maybe put the relationship on a pedestal, because with castle this can speak of like, you know, having this like fairy tale vision for something and expecting it to kind of fulfill a certain position in our lives, and, you know, provide for us in every single which way. And, you know, kind of like that mythical idea of like, you know, what we're sort of sold as a, you know, the kind of fairy tale dream, you know, like if we're all, for those of you raised in the 80s and 90s on a diet of Disney movies, right? Like you're going to have some ideas around like, you know, what you expect romance to kind of look like. And not that there's anything wrong with Disney movies. I'm not knocking Disney movies. I'm just, you know, Little Mermaid was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. But you know what I'm saying, like there might have been some maybe huge expectations put on romance in the past, maybe that might have like created a bit of a codependent energy, or a bit of just like putting someone on a pedestal, or like, you know, kind of having that like sort of I'm kind of getting a vibe of someone waiting for like a prince to rescue them almost. And I don't really feel like you're like that actually at all. I feel this really fierce like independent energy from you now. So I feel like that's an old version of you, but that version may still be, it's like there's a part of you that's still trying to protect that old version of you. And I feel like you need to let that go, because and like it's like maybe have compassion for the you that was you in that connection, if you have been through something in the past where you got a bit scarred, or you maybe invested a lot in it, or, you know, you expected it to be something or to end up in some way and it didn't, maybe. Because there's something in you that's like where you feel like a relationship now might be like you want it on the one hand, but you on the other hand you feel like it might be threatening to you in some way, or it might threaten your independence. And it's almost like you've swung from possibly being a little bit codependent to being hyper independent. And I feel like spirit wants you to kind of find a little bit of a little bit of middle ground. And they just interrupted me with the word like interdependence. They want you to find interdependence, so you can still be independent but within a relationship, and be interdependent. So, and that's something you can certainly manifest for yourself. That's something that, you know, you can, this is about rewriting your new story, right? Rewriting your new fairy tale. Like you don't have to follow, you know, those kind of like Disney film ideas of what love looks like. If that feels threatening to you, or if that feels like too like out there, or like too much, or like that doesn't fit in with the kind of life that you want or see for yourself, or like, you know, that's like you've lived something like that and then you're like, actually that was unrealistic, or it was like I put, you know, all my eggs in that basket, or I you know, was really like put that person on a pedestal, like we're kind of taught, right? And then it just didn't work out, and I never want to do that again. So there's this part of you that's trying to protect this part of yourself that feels like a relationship could be threatening. And I just feel like there's just like a need to kind of like soften. There's a need to soften. There's like a bit of a tough energy, a bit of a like some walls, some very strong boundaries. It's kind of like with the castle, I'm getting like you're in the castle, you hold yourself up in the castle, you've built these big ass walls, and then there's big ass moat around the castle and a big drawbridge, but the drawbridge is up and like no one can get in. And it's kind of like And that's great. And that's important, especially if you are in the healing process and especially if you have been through something toxic in the past. So I want to congratulate you for doing that for yourself. And I just saw 1414 on the clock, which reduces to 5 and 5 is the number of change. So I feel like Spirit is kind of saying you needed to do that then, but now, like, you're going through a new phase. Like, now you can be this lioness. Like, you've earned this new relationship. You've earned something good for yourself. There's just a wee bit of like heart healing to do around, like, yeah, just to let these walls down, like to release these old situations, these old people, you know, feel compassion for them, feel compassion for yourself, for who you were at the time that you attracted that kind of relationship, right? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, once you're in a state of kind of grace and also gratitude for the love that you have in your life, and also again, you can, I think I mentioned this in one of the last readings I recorded, um, something about Ford, was it like shifts, new shifts that are coming in for you or something? You might want to check that out because something around gratitude came up in one of the piles for that reading. And I spoke about how you can manifest more of what you want by being grateful for it before it even gets here, right? So, you know, if you did have a scarring experience in the past, instead of you know, feeling like you're going to recreate that again, or that, you know, that type of experience would be threatening to you, start focusing on what you do want to create and feeling the gratitude for the right person, you know, and the right dynamic, you know. And you can write this, you can script this, you can be like, okay, in this new relationship, I'm attracting a healthy, beautiful relationship where you know, my partner respects my boundaries and my independence is protected, and we're healthily interdependent, and I can still do what I want, and you know, we're still like independent but people, but you know, we have lovely time together as well, and a number of hobbies or things that we enjoy doing together as well. And I'm so grateful for that. And then really feel that energy, feel that gratitude, you know, feel like every day, like be like, yes. And I can tell you, hand on heart, that this works, because I did this process for myself a couple of years ago before I attracted my soulmate, and everything that I wrote down came true, and everything that I did, literally, like everything I asked for, like he was. It's incredible. So it genuinely does work. I'm not just spouting out random stuff because it says gratitude on the card. Like, feeling gratitude in advance, like it literally is a vibration that attracts what you want. It's quite incredible. And last up we have Celine, card number 41, abundance and romance. Yes, exactly, abundance and romance is coming to you, but it's just like softening, right? It's just softening those walls, letting down that guard, you know, allowing that to come in. Yeah, there's a full moon in this card, so maybe doing a bit of releasing on the full moon could be really helpful for you. For those of you that connect with the moon or do moon rituals, you can really ask Goddess Selene. You can write a letter, you know, you can write down on a piece of paper and then burn it, you know, or bury it or something, or put it in water if you live near water or something like a river or the sea. You can let go of like whatever, you know, pain or any wounds or any scarring that you're still holding on to in your heart. And I don't feel like it's very much pile 3. I feel like you've done a lot of healing work already. There's just a wee residual bit that might be still in there. Rose quartz crystals could be really useful for you as well. We've got a lot of rose, as I mentioned here. So I feel like rose quartz could be really powerful crystal to help heal your heart chakra. So yeah, I feel like that's all the messages I have for the oracle portion of your reading. Let's just finish up with a couple of tarot cards, and we've got a daily ritual oracle as well to finish up, so stick around for that if you'd like a final piece of guidance. So while I'm shuffling, if you are resonating with this reading, if you feel free to hit the like button and leave a comment if it's resonating for you, if you feel comfortable doing that. I always really love to hear from you, and I'll reply as soon as I can. I feel so grateful for all of you who have been commenting and liking and saying the readings are resonating and subscribing. It's so great to have you in the temple community. Okay, so let's get, whoa, oh my goodness, please completely came flying out. I wonder if I should take these ones. That is a strong message. Yeah, I feel like this is okay. I think that was your reading. Well, that was easy. I didn't really have to shuffle very much. So we have Eight of Wands, Judgment, Queen of Cups, and Knight of Cups. Yeah, actually, I feel like that's first, and then Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Knight of Cups. So, wow. Yeah, I feel like the way those cards just flew out, we've got Eight of Wands, which is like fast movement. I mentioned at the beginning that, like, you know, you've earned all your stripes. You've kind of done a lot of the hard yards already, pile 3. It's just like a little vibrational shift. It's just like, you know, maybe one full moon cycle would do it. You know, you could just do this releasing ritual on the full moon, on the next full moon. I think we've just had one fairly recently. We've got the new moon coming up in Gemini. So the full moon might be a few weeks away if you're watching this at the time of upload. But see when your next full moon is, because, you know, if you do that little bit of healing work, you know, really connect with the energy of the rose, use some rose quartz, get some rose essential oil and burn it. You know, I've got rose candle here actually, so that's quite potent. We've got rose energy already in your reading. But I feel like things are going to move fast. There's like this, yeah, we've got a snake here, which is like rebirth energy. Card number 20, the number 2 is about partnership, and there's some kind of awakening that's happening. And I feel like this is that fiery energy, right? This is that lioness energy that Spirit's talking about here, whereas like it's shifting from being kind of passive and like kind of just reading about romance and being like, oh yeah, like that'd be nice, but like I'm just gonna stay in my little castle where it's safe. You know, and it's like coming out, like you've earned your stripes now, you've done that healing work, you don't need to hermit yourself away anymore. Like come out into the light, like speak your truth, like, you know, voice what you want, put it out there, go after what you want, go out, get out of the house, get out of your castle, go out into the world, go and meet people, move things forward, go and tell, like, you know, for that storyline of someone who resonated with the Little Mermaid story of like going and telling someone you like that you like them. This is saying that, like, go and tell them that you like them. You need to tell them. Or, you know, if you don't know who it is, like you need to just sort of put it out there to the universe that like that's what you want. You know, we've got this Queen of Cups energy here. Beautiful. There's a lot of sea imagery. Some of you might live near the sea, or the sea could be quite healing for you. Maybe if you're able to get into the sea, that could be or if you don't like being right in the sea, being near the sea could be useful. You can even just, like, if you're not able to do that, like watch videos on YouTube or something with sea music, or like sea music, like I just, oh my goodness, I'm hearing that under the sea song from like the Little Mermaid. So yeah, you could listen to that, sure. Or like sea sounds, you know, like song, like the like ocean sounds or whatever to fall asleep to. But that's quite specific. But generally this Queen of Cups is all about coming into that like beautiful place of having that sovereignty over your emotional self, feeling that, you know, that soft feminine energy, that ability to receive. You know, you've let down your walls now. You're in this like flowy kind of feminine energy where you can, you know, you can really give and receive love. You know, she's holding up the cup here. This is like the cup of love. And once you're able to really like give and receive that love and feel that energy for yourself, you'll be in a more receptive place to be able to attract it from someone else. And then boom, hello, Knight of Cups. This is your offer. This is your person coming in with this cup of love. Like, you know, there's a lot of movement towards love here. There's a lot of love and emotional energy here. And a big awakening towards this. I feel like Judgment is about awakening. It's about like ascending. It's about like leveling up, you know, getting enlightenment in some area. And I feel like for you, this is to do with like, you know, in the area of love and relationships and self-love and all of that good stuff. So love to see it. Pile 3. Let's finish up with a daily rituals card. What does pile 3 need to do? What does pile 3 need to do for the right relationship to come? to them. Woohoo, new moon. I feel like one of the other piles got this one, but I can't remember. Card number 28. I harness the energy of the new moon to set fresh intentions. Beautiful. So actually, yeah, so we've got the new moon coming up. If you're watching this at the time of upload, we've got the new moon in Gemini coming up on the 17th of June. So very soon. So you could set your intentions for what you want to receive at that point. Write it down, script it, yeah, kind of put it out there. You can see she's like throwing these stars out. I feel like this is very like destined for you. It's going to move fast once you're like awakened to this, once you're like receptive and like claiming it, really like claiming what you want. I feel like it'll just, it'll materialize for you. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. You're on the track. This relationship is going to come in. It's just, yeah, a little bit of tweaks there around like healing those last residual bits in your heart chakra. Okay, my lovely pile number 3, I feel like that's all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like the video and comment below if it resonated. I would love to hear from you if you feel comfortable sharing. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading if you're not already. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye. Hi there, pile number 4. If you chose the homeward card, card number 42, take yourself out on a date. This will be your reading on what do you need to do for the right relationship to come to you. And I feel like this is fairly self-explanatory, pile number 4. Your instruction from your spirit guides is to take yourself out on a date. I feel like maybe just incorporating a little bit of romance into your life, like self-romancing yourself, like doing the types of things that you would want to do with a partner, with a soulmate. Then start doing those things in your own life, right? Like making sure, looking around that like in your house or in your space, in your room, have you got space for another person? Like, is there, like if they were to come round and be staying, have you got like a towel for them? Have you got a bedside table for them? Is there space for them to be in your life? Little things like that. Then even things like, incorporating into your week, like, okay, like this week, I've got this and this and this with friends, and I've got this and this for work, but like Tuesday is like date night. Like that would be when I would be with my soulmate person. And on that night, you take yourself out on a date. You choose something you would want to do with that person, if it's like going to the movies or going out for coffee or something like that. And you go and do that yourself, and like, take a nice book or something to like read while you're there, so you're not just sitting there. And kind of like be in the energy as if you're already in a relationship. That's the vibe. That's the guidance I'm getting for you, part 4, because I feel like really you guys are really ready for this, and you're like on the homeward stretch. Like this person is ready to just boom, like come into your life, really. It's ready to pop is what I'm getting. Like it's like you've already created the manifestation and it's already up there in the vortex, so to speak, and it's just like you just being in the vibration of already having it. That's the little tweak of like just being like, living as if that person is already with you, and then before you know it, like you'll have such a fun time doing that, and then they'll just show up. So let's get into the rest of your oracle cards and see what else your guides have to say. We've got peaceful, card number 37. Oh, beautiful. I love to see this. I feel like this whole process is very peaceful for you. I feel like you're a very peaceful person. You have very peaceful energy. I am so enjoying connecting with your energy at the moment. This is the last pile, and I had to refilm one of them because I had a technical problem. And I had felt really like a little bit flat and tired, but actually now like connecting with your energy, it's such lovely energy. You have such beautiful, peaceful souls, and like it's very like feminine energy. I feel like you're just in this like lush energy where, yeah, it's so peaceful, it's so calm. And I feel like the more you are very peaceful and calm about this situation, the quicker it is this person or this right relationship is just going to materialize in your life. Next up, we have the Orphan, card number 5, and I'll just get all your other messages and then we'll read it all together. We've got Courage with Time, card number 13. We have got Held, Sureness of the Soil, Unseen Help, Support, and Community. Beautiful. And we've got Goddess Mart, card number 19, Justice, Balance, and Fairness. And last but not least, we've got the Sacred Union. Woohoo! Beloved within, inner and outer relationships. Yeah, and you guys got two Rose Oracle cards, which none of the other piles did, so don't tell the other piles. But I feel that means that you are, you know, a little bit further along, maybe. Like you're kind of, yeah, two cards, two people. I feel like your person is kind of already there. They're already there. It's just getting them to like show up in your reality. With the Orphan card here and Courage, I feel like maybe there's an element of you that might feel a little bit like, kind of, I'm hearing spiritually orphaned. Maybe some of you are orphans, like you were adopted or raised in a foster home or something like that. So that could be just a little energy check on point to know that this is about you. But for others of you, this is more just like a general energy or a general archetype of always feeling like a spiritual orphan in some sense, like always kind of feeling like, kind of that hand coming out, like, waiting to kind of receive the sort of, the other hand to kind of go in it, and like, someone else to be there and take you by the hand. Oh, that's so sweet. There's this sort of, little kind of part of your inner child that's like this sort of orphan child. Like maybe you're the black sheep of your family, or you've never really felt like you got on with your family if you were raised in your biological family. And so you felt somewhat spiritually orphaned, like you've kind of been seeking like your soul family. And I feel like this is this homeward. It's like you are coming home to someone, or to like a beloved. And I feel like the more you can connect with that like inner soul mate, like mate your own soul, like connect with your inner soul, connect with your soul family, the more you're in the right energy to be able to bring this person in. It's like finding that union within, finding that union of like finding that wholeness within yourself, that like, so that you're not feeling so spiritually orphaned, you're not feeling so like perhaps abandoned or left alone. Like maybe some of you might have been single for quite a while, and you're just a bit like, you've got to a point where you're like, oh, I feel like spirit's kind of forgotten about me, like just over here doing my thing, and I've got lots of other stuff sorted out in my life, but don't seem to have my soul family, or don't seem to have my soulmate, or like, where's my home? Kind of, that's the vibe I'm picking up for just some of you. And that might be on a bit of a spectrum. Some of you might be at the end of like you're tethered with that and really yearning for that soul connection, or that soulmate or soul family. And others of you are like pretty good with where you're at, and you're having a happy time 99% of the time. And every now and again, especially late at night, it's like, oh, actually, like I want my person. And I feel like your guides are saying like they are coming and they've got you. Like I feel like you've got so many beautiful guides and ancestors looking out for you. We've got this unseen help support community. It's like you've got all this support around you. You do have soul family out there. If you haven't met them yet in the physical, you will really soon, but you definitely have them in the spiritual. Like for those of you who are open to connecting with, your ancestors or your spirit team or whatever, they are there. I feel like you do have quite a spiritual energy with this peaceful card and the color purple. I feel like you have quite an open crown chakra, and you are able to connect with the spirit realm. So for those of you who are able to do that, that will really help you to feel less kind of orphaned and less like alone through this process, and help you feel like you have the support you actually need to guide you to the people who are there for you, who are your real soul family. And I feel like with justice and balance, like this, you are going to receive justice in this area, in the sense that like with it also says fairness as well. I feel like maybe some of you have felt like, oh, it's a bit unfair because like other people are like dating, or other people seem to be able to find their person or their soul family, right? And like you know, you might have been feeling a bit bereft or a bit like orphaned or abandoned or like just forgotten about by spirit, or maybe you've been trying to manifest and it's like just not been happening. You're like, what is going on? This is really unfair, right? But I feel like with March showing up, it's like, you know, don't worry, like this will balance out. Like you will have justice in this situation. You know, you will have the fairness that you're seeking. You will finally receive your person. It might be a little bit later because I've got like card number 37, number 42. So some of you might be in your late 30s or early 40s, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was 38 when I met my soulmate, so it took me a long time, a long, long time to get there. And I also had this energy before I met him of being like, you know, where is he? Like what? I've like lots of other things in my life were going quite well, and I met my kind of soul family, like soul friends and things, but like I was just like, where is my soulmate? But like he was in another relationship. Like I just had to wait until, you know, until he was ready. And I did this. So, you know, as cheesy as that sounds, if you're sitting there being like, like I'm not going to take myself out on a day, that'll be embarrassing. I'll be on my own. But I did this and it works, because I will tell you, there's something energetic about going out as if you're already in a romantic connection and like kind of romancing yourself. Like I bought myself flowers. I like had everything in my room set up so that if someone was going to show up my life, there was space for them to be there. What else did I do? All sorts of geeky stuff. I can't even remember because it was quite a while ago, but like I did this maybe 4 or 5 months before my person came in, and then they did all those things for me, like all the little romantic things that I was doing for myself, like taking myself out for coffee as if it was like a little romantic date, or like taking buying myself flowers, or like planning a romantic movie night or something. Like it was like really uncanny how very specific things were in my head. I was like, okay, this is a like date night for me on my own. Later on, he showed up and did like would suggest the exact like very, very similar things. Like also I'd go on like nice forest walks, and actually that could be something because there's a forest right here. So taking yourself on a nice walk, you know, not waiting for the person to kind of do these things. I think that's like really the only shift for you, pile number 4. I feel like you're kind of already there. Like you don't really need to do any shadow work or healing work or anything else. It's like it's just a wee tweak in just how you're showing up each day, and just yeah, like kind of having the courage to like sort of show up for yourself, almost is what I'm getting. Like having the courage to yeah, to go out and do those sort of date things, or like, you know, romance yourself almost, and like, you know, see yourself as worthy of love. Because we've got beloved within, in and out of relationships. Like exactly, it's like when you have that relationship within, when you get really solid on having that relationship within your own self, with your own self, then you will have the outer relationship. Boom, it'll just show up. Seriously, it'll happen so fast. You won't believe it. Like it's just like an energy thing. It's like a getting into the energy, getting into the expectation, living as if they're already there, living, and also like kind of really being in relationship with your own self, and lots of like self-care and everything, which I kind of feel like you're already doing, pile number 4. But you know, just really knowing that you haven't been forgotten, you haven't been orphaned, you are being supported, you do have a community around you, whether it's of guides in the spirit realm or even people in the 3D world that, you know, you may not be aware of. And you can ask your spirit team to guide you to your soulmate, right? You can ask them to guide you towards your soul family, your soul friends, whatever it is. So let's get into the tarot part of the reading and see if we can get any more guidance on what pile 4 needs to do to try the right relationship. And while I'm shuffling, if this is resonating for you, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment if you feel comfortable doing so, or at the end. It really helps my little channel to grow, and I so appreciate each and every one of you who's been leaving comments and likes and subscribes. It's so beautiful to have you in the community. So let's get into what does pile 3 need to, whoa, here we go, Page of Cups straight up. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I feel like what I'm getting from this card is like this little girl is like she's thrown away one fish, but there's another fish that's swimming towards her. And I feel like I'm kind of picking up a vibe of someone who's been really discerning about like who they will let into their energy, right? And like who they're going to love and who they're going to give their cup of love to, so to speak. And like this person's like, nope, not that person, like bye. But like she doesn't see that there's another little fish that's like swimming towards her. So it's really like sweet, innocent energy. Oh, and she's got a little love heart around her neck. That's so sweet. Yeah, I feel like this is coming to you. It's like it's on its way. You just maybe can't see it yet. That's all. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. It's like it's not quite something that's visibly showing up in your 3D, but it's like already there. Woo, Emperor energy. Ooh, yeah. This is very like explosive energy. I love this. She's holding a scepter that has like a heart on it. Yeah, this is like being an emperor, but being like an emperor of your heart, or being like an empress of your heart. Like emperor energy typically in many tarot decks can be quite like sort of really masculine and like, like the king of his empire, like, he controls the land, and it can sometimes speak of a kind of domineering energy. But I don't get that from this, with all these like beautiful flowers and like just this volcano, and she's wearing this like pink dress, and again we spoke of pink being the color of like unconditional love. I feel like this is more saying like you being the emperor of your like love life and your heart, being like queen of your heart, and like tapping into, sorry, I'm just noticing she's wearing a necklace around her. They're drawing my attention to this, which has a bus on it. Maybe some of you are going to meet your person on the bus or something. That could be like one person, or like transport or moving could be significant, or traveling, maybe like whilst traveling, like, because this is all like very exotic. Is that like bougainvillea? I'm not really sure what the flower is, but anyway, it's quite exotic. And there's like a volcano, so maybe some of you travel to a hot country and you meet your person whilst traveling, whilst on the like tour bus or something. Oh, that's really sweet. You'll so have to come back and comment if you do. I really want to hear. But yeah, I just feel like this is kind of saying like, taking the reins, taking the reins with your emotional life. Like take yourself out on dates, like get out there, start trying new things, start trying new hobbies, get out into the world. Woo! Oh my gosh, literally, you guys, what was I just saying? Get out into the world, and the world card falls out. Yeah. This can speak of like end of a cycle, and we've got, Three of Swords underneath. So I feel like this is kind of confirming, what I was picking up about, like just ending any last cycles around any kind of residual like feelings of abandonment or anything with that orphan card, like feeling like, oh, it's like, I'm not getting like this as kind of heartbreak energy, like you've had any heartbreaks recently. I just kind of get this as like slightly sad, like with the little raindrops. It's like maybe there's been a bit of sadness around like, where's my person, or like, why aren't they here yet, or it's that kind of energy, like bit of just feeling a bit down, feeling a bit sad, feeling a bit orphaned. And I feel like that cycle, with the world coming out with this, that cycle is ending. That is over for you, which is really beautiful energy. And then we've got Page of Wands as well. So we've got two pages here. And I feel like this is really sweet. This is like this little girl's come out onto the this log that's crossing the river, and she's like trying to light fire with a mirror. And I feel like this is kind of you stepping back out into the world, like, taking yourself out on dates, like trying new things, being a bit more adventurous, like kind of trying some different hobbies, some different passions out. She's got a little book of poems here. So maybe like writing poetry, maybe even writing poems to your future person, as if they're in your life or something. Swans are often symbolic of union and love, because I believe they mate for life. I think that is why that is. But you often see two swans traveling in a pair. So swans are quite symbolic. When you see swans, that could be a sign from your spirit guide that you're from your spirit team, that your person is coming, that they're on the way. But yeah, I feel like just tapping into that like little innocent kind of exploratory energy of like looking at exploring your creativity, exploring your passions, exploring the outside world, getting out into the outside world. There's a lot around like kind of getting out there. We've got this person kind of standing in a house, but she's looking out to the natural world, out to a forest. And then we've got all these cards that are like outside. So I feel like there's this little push, this little nudge from spirit to be like, okay, it's safe to come out now. Like, you know, if you really want to meet your soulmate, you've got to get out and try things. You've got to like maybe go traveling, or try some new hobbies, or like try some new creative things or something. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the guidance that I have for you, pile number 4. Let's finish up with a Daily Rituals Oracle card. What does pile 4 need to do? What does pile 4 need to do? Ooh, oh, you got 2. Ooh, don't tell the other piles. They only got 1. Okay, courage. Wow, I leap forward in courage. This is the second message about courage. Didn't you guys have courage? Where is it? Yes, you did. Courage. Courage, courage. Time. Yeah, so courage is a big one. Having the courage. That this is these page cards, you know, having the courage to get out there, date again, maybe, you know, trust that you have the discernment to like discard the people that aren't right for you. And you'll eventually see when the right little fishy comes along. You know, having the courage to get out and explore. But yeah, leap forward in courage. I definitely feel like there's a shift. There's a little bit of a like just having that bravery to kind of get out there and like, you know, treat yourself like, you know, the empress or the emperor that you are, of your life, and like kind of take charge and like go and do things that you wouldn't normally do, and you know, just leap forward, get out there. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. And we've got manifestation. With the help of the universe, I co-create my dream life. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, so doing some manifesting things might be helpful for you, pile number 4, to help tap into that energy. So scripting could be one, listening to subliminals, you know, listening to manifesting affirmations, writing your own affirmations, speaking your own affirmations around what kind of relationship you want. Like I said at the beginning, doing things, active faith things, like as if your person's already there. That's all part of manifesting, like getting in that energy of like, you know, buying things as if they're with you. You know, making sure there's space in your house for them and little things like that, or taking yourself on dates, buying yourself flowers, whatever it is you would want them to do for you, you do that for yourself. You know, that's all part of manifesting. Also, I'm seeing the 2 moons there, so manifesting on the full moon or the new moon could be useful for you as well. But yeah, generally like trusting that you have the power to co-create your dream life with the universe. So you can call in this partner. There's no need to be in this sad energy, or this feeling abandoned, or feeling like the universe has forgotten you. Like, you know, they haven't. Your person is here. I feel like they are genuinely. Where was the card that I had? Yeah, your sacred union is here. It's just cultivating a little bit more of that inner relationship and that inner union. Improving your relationship with yourself, I feel like, and coming into wholeness within. And once you've mastered that, that's that emperor energy. Once you've really mastered that, because she's holding up a heart. It's like not an emperor of an empire. It's like the emperor of her heart. Once you've mastered that inner alchemy of like the inner energy, that you need to be in, that inner union, then it will show up on the outside. As within, so without. Okay, my lovely pile number 4s, I'm going to leave your reading there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment and hit the like button if it resonated, and the subscribe button if you're not already, and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I next upload a reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I've really enjoyed tapping into your energy today. All the best with your journey towards attracting or towards manifesting your soulmate, and I will see you in the next reading. All my love. Bye.